Come on! Look, I cannot stand another day of doom scrolling on social media, of doing this all fucking day, of just seeing shit on my feed. Just this. Have you? There's infinite knowledge for infinite time on this, and we have lost our guardrails of what it means to have our own brain and be a singular functioning being in the world. We forget what it is like to live our own lives. When I broke my spine, when I overcame my acne and my biggest insecurities, when I felt like I had no friends, when I graduated college with 2 degrees that people laughed at, communication and leadership. If anyone else is out there like that, let's fucking rock. We're the future. When I was in all of these deepest, biggest insecurities, when I was out of shape, before I had all this, I learned so much, and I had to take so much time to myself to understand what was going on in my body. For my skin, it was my eating habits, my stress, everything that I was putting into my body, including this shit, which is gonna kill us all. It's worse than smoking. Way worse than smoking. All of that. I had to journal, learn, pivot, implement. I'm still doing it today. I'm still breaking out in my skin. I don't know if you can see it. It's a never-ending battle. But once you overcome it, once you transcend it, now you can teach it. So now I teach other people how to heal their skin without restricting too much, because life is meant to be enjoyed. I love food. Food is the best thing ever. Now that that's done, okay, 6 months later, in between that, I get to start living my dream life. I start dating this most amazing girl ever. We've since broken up. And within those 6 months, life is starting to look up. I'm starting to climb the ladder. I made a little bit of money. I'm hosting some events, blah, blah, blah. Break my spine. I break my spine. The only thing that I love to do, the thing that I just got so high off of, which was working out, being myself, and getting all this clarity from food, movement, energy, hanging out with my friends, doing all the things that I enjoyed were all centered around movement, because I'm an active kid with terrible ADHD, also something I had to overcome, terrible learning difficulties of a kid, were all stripped and taken away from me because I couldn't move. So all of a sudden, life starts to look up. I stop. I come to a dead halt. I'm laying on the couch for 3 months while I watch my friends continue to go back to school and live the rest of their junior lives, having the best time ever. I miss all of it. Imagine that. Then I come back from that. I heal. Thank God. Thank you, God, for not paralyzing me in that moment, because what I went through in that moment, I thought that that was going to end my life in the moment. But once you're over it, you realize that you had to go through that for some other part of you to develop. And what other part of me hadn't developed yet was my brain. My body was in the best shape I had ever been in, which now I would say I'm in better shape. My skin was healed. I knew exactly what I was putting into my body, so that it literally goes in sequences. I had to go through the acne to understand what food I needed to eat in order to feel good and not feel like shit and not cause inflammation in my body, so that when I broke my spine, I knew what I had to do in order to treat myself correctly without working out, because I had one working out without the other, you know what I mean? Now that I can't work out, I have the food and I have the knowledge to not get 400 pounds overweight while I couldn't move, so I knew the correct things to put in my body. Transcend, teach, learn, implement. That's what I was doing. Now that I can't move, what else had to develop? My brain, my spirit, my soul. I had to fucking knock off my soul and harden that shit, or else I was going to go down this insane rabbit hole of depression, anxiety, overthinking, all the above, because I couldn't do this. I couldn't move my body. So what do? I start reading. I start learning. I start thinking about business. I start watching documentaries. I started watching like Tetris and BlackBerry, all these informational documentaries and movies, because my brain couldn't take this anymore of my 100th day in a row scrolling, watching my friends live their lives. So in order to transcend that, I had to develop my brain. Now I get healed. I'm back to the physical activity. I clear up my skin. Life is looking up. I have 1 full year of college where everything is amazing. I start drinking a little bit. I start to fall off that path of misalignment. I really, really, really want to make money, but I don't know how, and it feels like I'm incapable. And right now I'm still struggling. But now, with the realization that everything that I had to go through, I had to transcend something in order to get that end result, is now I've graduated college and I've gone this complete different route of not working a 9 to 5, sharing my energy online, and I am so lonely and isolated. I'm standing in my kitchen right now talking to a little gimbal with a little lens that hopefully someone will relate to, that I'll put this on the internet, but I have like barely any friends. I don't talk to people all day. I'm alone 90% of the time. I woke up this morning and literally didn't speak to a human being. I was alone the entire day, sitting at that laptop all day, watching videos, studying, because I know what I want. And I just realized it, and I now know what it takes to overcome this loneliness and this lonely chapter, because what is on the other side is a solution that will then lead to another problem, but I will have learned what the solution from the previous problem have taught me so that I can implement, so on and so forth. Everything is teaching you to add your building blocks like a Lego to create your foundation, which when you're 80 years old, you look back on, you have a beautiful Lego set, and you're like, I spent years crafting this. And that's what it takes, sadly, but also not sadly. And if you're still watching, the most important part is to listen and see it and pay attention. Because if you don't pay attention to your life, you're going to miss it.